Welcome to my mess. So I've got a project for the evening that I think I'm gonna spend a little effort on, and that is producing a budget. We I've done this off and on for since I got married, and it hasn't been as straightforward as when I was single, and it hasn't stuck. And I fully think that that's because it's not just me. When I was out of college and did my first, arguably meticulous budget, I had much greater control over my expenses, and I knew precisely what my income was going to be because I was watching it, and I was able to plot down to the penny, what my expenses were going to be like and where that money was coming from. That is, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it is a Herculean task when you're talking about a family of five plus pets. All of that was not, there were fewer random issues when I did this successfully. I've tried several times since, and usually don't get more than a month or two in. So, but I kind of need to. We've got a critical period coming up, until summer, from now until summer, where we really need to lock down our budget and know we have to make some decisions based on how our money is flowing and figure out where we can lighten the load, figure out where we can, get rid of debts, that sort of thing, and do a feasibility, because some of the plans that we have for this year are, they're going to succeed or fail based on cash flow, and that means we have to be paying attention. We can't pay attention if we don't have any kind of budget. So, and my budget, my personal budget for my side of the equation, it's really stable. I know for the most part what I'm spending on anything, but I haven't pulled in the entirety of our finances, because my wife and I have maintained separate finances. I do the house. I take care of the house. I take care of things like paying the insurance and doing all of that stuff. And then my wife takes care of kid expenses and groceries. And she's paying off her own debts that she brought in to the marriage, mostly. I think a credit card arguably is a side effect of being married. But mostly it's stuff that she brought into the marriage. And then she also has the car payment currently. So, because we have those divisions, we've never really gotten into each other's mess. Basically, we've kept things separate, and that has led to a money argument-free relationship. As soon as we start merging that, then it magnifies any differences in our spending habits. I have a tendency to spend too much on food. Obviously. I like good food. Now, I'm not a snob. I don't have to have the best organics or anything like that. I don't have to have the finest of anything. I usually go for the cheapest acceptable, but when I buy stuff, I have a tendency to overbuy, and I do end up throwing away some stuff because I can't possibly get anybody else to eat it in the family, so it's on me, and especially if I'm trying to watch what I'm eating I come across things, it's like, oh, this expires in 2 days. There's no way I'm going to be able to eat all of this and not gain 300 pounds. So I have to make a decision then. And my wife, she has a penchant for kitchen gadgets. She has, and this is a societal requirement, she's required to buy more clothes than I am. I have a tendency to buy a few sets of jeans, a few shirts, and some socks, and maybe a pair of shoes, and I'm good for 2 years. That doesn't work for her. And it's not her fault necessarily, it's just that's the way it is. When you have any two individuals that have, unless they are completely of one mind on the whole spending. Now, I've seen some of these minimalist couples that are we try not to breathe more than 45 times a minute, or whatever. They got really particular about every damn thing. It's like, we found out that a pound of black-eyed peas is 3 cents cheaper than a pound of Great Northern beans. So we've changed all of our recipes to use the black-eyed peas. Oh, come on. Really? Now, it makes sense if you've got, this is on sale. Hey, that thing that I normally make with pork, the chicken's on sale. Can we use chicken? Sure, you can use chicken. Okay, we'll use the chicken because it's cheaper. Sure, fine. But whatever. There was a tangent. So I'm not that picky, but I do have a tendency to buy too much. And I have kids that just do not eat the food that I make, which is disappointing. I don't know. Maybe they haven't been poor enough. So, but where was I going with any of that? Yeah, I want to look at the budget, and recognizing it's going to magnify when we merge budgets, it's going to magnify any of our spending differences. I do not want to fight about money. I don't care if we're down to our last dollar. I do not want to fight about money. So having, a good idea of what this all means and what is going to happen to us, how much money we have to get the things done we need done, that sort of thing. That's going to be critical. So, then the next thing, which is the complete antithesis of a budget, is tomorrow I'm going to the RV show. Taking the whole family to the RV show. I desperately want to do RV vacations all summer. I want to just get into an RV and go out at least 2 months of every year, take the kids around to see things, go to places, visit places, have them learn on the road, that kind of thing. I just really, I'm itching to do that. The caveat is, all that budgeting has to include purchasing the rig, maintaining the rig, feeding the rig. All of that is just massive expense. And we're trying to tighten budgets, not broaden them. So where does that money come from? Where do the funds for these trips come from? And that's going to be part of the whole plan. So anyway, budget first, toys second. We'll see. Let you know how it goes.